On a freezing night in February 1959, 9 experienced hikers vanished deep in the Ural Mountains of Russia. Weeks later, rescuers found their tent ripped open from the inside. The hikers had fled into the snow barefoot, in temperatures below -30 degrees Celsius. What terrified them so much that they abandoned safety and ran into certain death? This is the Dyatlov Pass mystery. The story begins in January 1959. A group of 10 young hikers set out on a challenging expedition across the northern Ural Mountains. The leader was 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov. All members were experienced outdoor adventurers. Their goal was to reach a remote mountain known as Autorten. The journey was expected to be difficult, but not deadly. Early in the trip, one member became ill and returned home. That decision unknowingly saved his life. The remaining 9 hikers continued deeper into the wilderness. None of them would ever return. The hikers were expected to send a telegram after completing their journey. Days passed. No message arrived. At first, families weren't worried. Delays were common in such expeditions. But after several more days, concern turned into panic. Search teams were sent into the mountains. What they found would become one of history's greatest mysteries. Searchers discovered the group's tent on a snowy slope. The tent was damaged, but the most disturbing detail was this. The fabric had been cut open from the inside. It appeared the hikers had escaped through the cuts instead of using the entrance. Why? Footprints led away from the tent. Some were barefoot, others wore only socks. The temperature that night was cold enough to kill within minutes. Something had caused them to flee immediately. But what? The first 2 bodies were discovered near a forest. They were dressed only in underwear. Nearby was evidence of a small fire. It seemed they had desperately tried to survive. 3 more bodies were found between the forest and the tent. It looked as if they had attempted to return. Months later, the final 4 bodies were discovered in a nearby ravine. Their injuries shocked investigators. One hiker had severe skull damage, another had broken ribs. One woman was missing her tongue. Yet strangely, there were few external wounds. The injuries appeared similar to those from a powerful car crash, but there were no vehicles, no signs of attack, no obvious explanation. Over the decades, countless theories emerged. Theory 1. Avalanche. Some experts believe a small avalanche forced the hikers to escape. However, many researchers argue the evidence doesn't fully support this idea. Theory 2. Military experiment. Witnesses in nearby areas reported strange glowing lights in the sky. Could the hikers have encountered a secret Soviet military test? No proof has ever confirmed this theory. Theory 3. Infrasound. Some scientists suggest unusual wind patterns created low-frequency sounds. These sounds may have triggered panic and irrational behavior. Again, evidence remains inconclusive. Theory 4. Something unknown. Others believe the group encountered something that has never been explained, a creature, a paranormal event, or perhaps something completely outside our understanding. To this day, nobody knows for certain. More than 60 years later, the Dyatlov Pass mystery remains unsolved. 9 experienced hikers entered the mountains. Only one returned alive, the man who turned back before the tragedy. The ripped tent, the strange injuries, the unanswered questions, all continue to haunt investigators and mystery lovers around the world. What do you think happened on that frozen mountain? Was it an avalanche, a secret experiment, or something far more terrifying? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to Midnight Mystery for more dark secrets, unsolved mysteries, and chilling stories from around the world. Because some mysteries refuse to stay buried.